Video demonstration, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful card here that's made just using the JND506 notched vines frame. A beautiful FrameMaker die that gives you in one pass an absolutely perfect frame. And when we use the inserts in combination with that, we can get this centre and this beautiful detailed frame outside. So let's have a look and see how this one was. So, to make this card, we're going to use the FrameMaker die and the inserts. And this is a great way to learn how to use the FrameMaker dies on their own and also with the inserts. So I'm going to start with a piece of coconut white card. Now you can start on this with A4 because the frame will cut out. I've just chosen a square that will kind of fit. And what you want to do first is to place down the die. And you can just tape it lightly down at the top and then take each of the inserts and drop them into the designated panels. So as you can see, there is a designated space for any of them to go. There's not sort of one that's set number 1, number 2, number 3 and number 4. Each one individually fits. So we're just going to pop those down like that. And then our fourth one. There we go. And you simply run that through your die cutting machine and cut it out. Through the die cutting machine, as you can see here, doesn't matter on the size of the card because it will cut out the whole piece as a total frame. So move that out of the way, but you can see here, every piece is cut out of this beautiful sort of leaf. It's like a leaf flourish tracery that works around, but there's little cut line dots to keep the design and the pattern going. So you can just flick it to take all of those away. I've just scraped some of them out, but I've got a piece already cut. But obviously what we want now is we want a piece to go behind it in a different colour. And this is where the FrameMaker dies come into their own. Because of course that piece is exactly the same as the outside frame. So the simplest thing ever is to stick that down to another piece of card. And I've gone to a piece of green card here from the Spring Greens. And I'm simply going to run that through and cut that. And once I've done that and I've glued them together, I get a piece like this. So you can see here, I've already got foam tape on the back. I've got the solid green at the back and I've got the white with the green showing through. And there is no green showing anywhere else at all. That's what's so clever about using the FrameMaker dies, is that you can get multiple frames 100% accurate every single time. So now we want to make that central panel. And this is where these internal dies have been designed absolutely beautifully. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of coconut white card, and this time I've cut this to 5 3/4 by 5 3/4. But I'm going to take each of the individual panel dies and I just want to drop them on the right way up and take them together and tape them. So I tape them across. I'm going to do exactly the same with the next one. Let's pop that. And then we'll fit in any direction. So there's no right or wrong. There's no 1, 2, 3, 4 or anything on this at all. So it can go in that way. It could, it can move around. So I'm just going to pop that one into there, stick that one down, and then I'm going to stick that one down there like that. And I can simply place that evenly then into the centre, tape it down to the card perfectly, and run that through our die cutting machine. And that will give me this, I love this pattern, this absolutely beautiful, and this time it gives you a perfect circle in the middle. So you could use a circle die to cut that centre out. You could put the centre from one of the other frames in. You could put the centre die from the infinity die fits in there. So there are lots of different options that will fit into that piece as well. It's been designed to mix and match across the whole John Next Door range, but particularly across the notched frame range. So what I want to do now is to add a little bit difference on the back. So for speed, I'm going to add some spray glue just to the back of this. I'm going to turn it over. And what I've done is I've cut myself a 2 by 2 inch square of pink card. And if you notice, that fits exactly on that central panel. So I've got one colour in that central panel. I can then take a contrasting green, and this is from the summer greens, and put that over the whole piece. And that way you can see there, I get that beautiful pink centre and then the green on each side. So I then want to take my frame and I've just added a little bit of foam tape onto this and just frame that. And I can look through to make sure that I've got the same level on each side. So I've got these 4 little leaves showing, and that way I get that really beautiful mix of colours. Obviously, because it's a square, I get a corner popping through, so slide your scissors in and just chop each of those corners off to give you the perfect notched corner piece. So all we need to do now is add this to our card blank. So here I've got a 7x7 card blank that I've made using the PCD136 notched squares, which match in exactly with this die set. So I've used that to make a card blank, and if you check some of the other videos, you'll see I show exactly how to do that. So I think that's on the, for the PCD, for the John Next Door notched FrameMaker in 5-inch. But it puts it exactly right. And that's how we get that beautiful notched card. So all I've done is to using the JND506 stitched leaves, I've cut a full set in this dark green that we've got in the centre so that it matches exactly. And then using the JND501 stitched dogwood, I've made up some flowers in this light pink colour here. And I've also thrown a couple in this sort of deep rose as well, which was used in one of the other videos. So let's just turn these over onto their backs. And I'm simply going to add a little bit of glue onto each of the leaves. And I'm going across this top right-hand corner. So just filling that area there and using one of the medium-sized leaves just to pop up into the corner. So I'm creating the perfect place for my flowers to go onto. I'm then going to add the flowers using the Craft Artist glue gel. This is the best and easiest way to stick any flowers on. So I'm going to go with one of the bright pink, or one of that light pink that's in the centre. I'm going to mix in actually one of this darker pink. And I think we'll have another light pink there. A dark pink, let's just lift a leaf and pop that into there. And we'll finish with a light pink, actually just there. Let's get them tumbling down. I can then take the additional leaves that are left in this set and just tuck those in to fill any gaps, just as a florist would. So there's quite a big gap there in that centre. I think really we need to have some more leaves coming down this side to keep it going there. And then again, there's a little gap there, so I'm just going to add a little bit more glue and we'll add another leaf in there. And again, that gives you perfect space to put your centre in, or sentiment, or anything else that you want to. But a beautiful card, making the best of those inserts and that beautiful notched FrameMaker. If you'd like to see more ideas, hints, tips or inspiration, why not check us out on Facebook?